Bank of England has declared an increase in its benchmark lending rate from 4.5% to 5%, its highest since 2018. Despite disagreements over its effectiveness, interest rates continue to be a major measure used to reduce inflation. Former Deputy Governor of Bank of England for Monetary Policy, Sir Charlie Bean, told press that he would probably vote a 0.5% rise if he were on committee because the last meeting was unquestionably bad for inflation.
Well, I would, to a degree, defend the bank because, of course, the main reason we have high inflation is because of the external price shocks associated with the war in Ukraine, the rising gas prices, global food prices, also supply chain pressures as economies reopened after the pandemic. But that said, I think they were a little bit behind the curve, and they certainly persisted too long.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said he will recommit to halving inflation by the end of year, and he feels a deep moral responsibility making sure the money earned holds its value. Chancellor Jeremy Hunt appeared to back further interest rate raises, saying he would not hesitate to support the Bank of England as it seeks to squeeze inflation out of the economy.
Yeah, I think what the Chancellor was saying is that inflation is the challenge that we must confront. Obviously, monetary policy, interest rates are a decision for the Bank of England, so it wouldn't be right for me to comment on that. But look, I set out 5 priorities: halve inflation, grow the economy, reduce debt, cut waiting lists, and to stop the boats. The first of those is to halve inflation. That's the thing that I want to make sure we deliver.
We're taking the difficult decisions. At the top of our mind are families, businesses, people who are worried about jobs, about bills to pay. We want to do what we can to help them, but we recognise the biggest single thing we can do is to help the Bank of England bring down inflation.
UK aims at reducing inflation by half to 5% by the end of the year. The bank's official's long-term aim has been set at 2%. However, getting the inflation imprisoned back into the bottle is proving troublesome for the Bank of England, as Rob Morgan of the investment company Charles Stanley states. The bank is forced to continue raising interest rates since price momentum is constantly exceeding forecasts and solid wage data.
Will now be incredibly fraught discussions among the 9 members of the Monetary Policy Committee, including the Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey, about whether or not they should go for half a percentage point, so a rise from 4.5% to 5%. This is the Bank of England's what we call the base rate. It sets the tone for all other interest rates, by definition in the economy, are above that rate. So when the Bank of England base rate goes up by 0.5%, you can expect most variable rate mortgages to go up by around 0.5%, plus the mortgage companies